Hello humans, justice. So a few days ago, I posted my reaction to Resident Evil 4 Remake on Twitter. And I became very excited for the possible return of Edward Badaluta as the face model of Leon S. Kennedy from Resident Evil 2 Remake. For all things that are holy, please do not go look up that tweet, as it is definitely not my finest moment on the internet. But taking a look at the things that I upload on this channel, there aren't that many slots to choose from. But I decided to go down this bit of a rabbit hole of face models in video games specifically. And there's quite a unique history that I remember when it comes to models and when it comes to facial models, real life face models in video games. I think the first model I can remember would have to be Max Payne on the PS2. Now, this game came out July 25th of 2001, aka 2 months before I was even alive. I know, I'm a fetus. But I do remember growing up playing Max Payne, and the protagonist of the game, obviously, Max, is modeled after Sam Lake, the creative developer at Remedy, Remedy being the people who develops Max Payne. And I remember playing Max Payne for so many years as a child, not knowing that this actual man exists. Like, when you play video games, yeah, you don't ever think to yourself, oh, Nathan Drake, there must be a guy out there who looks like Nathan Drake. Or you're playing Final Fantasy 15, there's a person who's out there who looks like Noctis. You might find somebody who looks similar to them, but Max Payne, this nigga's a real nigga. And I remember going so many years of my life just thinking this was a random weird face that Remedy just decided to put on their protagonist. Come to find out, no, this is an actual dude, and it's an employee at Remedy. And I will never forget the day that I started looking up pictures of Sam Lake. My mind was just blown so many times, because it's just all like, imagine seeing this character, literally just a character for so many years, and then recognizing that this person is actually out there in this world, living in this reality that I'm in. It's peculiar. I mean, Jesus Christ, even to this day, I'm looking up photos of him right now, and it still blows my mind that this is a person. This sounds so fucked. Edward Badaluta. So the main reason why I even decided to make this video is because what the hell was that? Was because one, obviously I'm very excited for Resident Evil 4 Remake, but also the possible return of Edward Badaluta. Okay, so in the trailer, right, let me just talk about Resident Evil 4 Remake for a second. So in the trailer, right, we didn't really get to see a good glimpse of Leon's face to know if it's Edward or not, but trust me, I know Edward Badaluta's fucking chin, nigga. I've studied that shit. If you don't believe me, bitch. Oh my god, nigga, look. That's literally a photo of, bitch, focus. Oh my gosh, I just have to show you guys. Bro, you think I don't know what he looks like, man? And before anybody even asks me, whoa, why do you have so many photos of Edward Badaluta on your phone? Bitch, he's hot. So Edward is probably one of the few cases, one of the few cases when it comes to becoming a face model for a game so widely popular as Resident Evil that it kind of backfires a bit. I don't want to say backfires, but if anybody remembers when he was announced for or at least when he revealed that he was going to play Leon, everybody kind of flooded to his Instagram, and his Instagram looks very different to how it is now. There are lots of posts that are deleted, but originally there were some, I don't want to say questionable, there were questionable posts if you're a very sheltered person, I guess. And people were calling into question like, oh my gosh, how could you post things like this? How could you live a life like this? And it's all like, lads, he just came into Capcom, took photos. He's not even the actor. Like, all Edward did was come sit in front of a camera and just... And y'all just shit on this. Bro, it was quite a sight to see. People are all like, not my Leon. Like, he's not even the voice actor. It's a very interesting thing. It's a very interesting thing the way Capcom does when choosing their models for the characters. I'm very interested in knowing the process and how they do it. We do know that they usually go through model agencies instead of obviously the previous Sam Lake example that I gave. He was just an employee at Remedy, which actually another person that I'm not going to be talking about, but I'll tell you who I'm referring to, is also an employee who became a face model for another game that we're going to be talking about. Because usually from what I've seen and what I'm used to is that the voice actors are usually also the face models for the characters, because obviously when you have a person who has a voice, their face is going to match their voice, and when you have a person who has a different face and a person who has a different voice and you mash them together, it's probably going to be a bit weird. So either way, Capcom has their facial models for the characters, and then another group of people who do the voice acting. And actually, coincidentally, Capcom outsourced I'm not sure, was it all of specifically the facial animation, I know that. They outsourced the facial animation to another company within Japan, because my friend actually, she worked on the face models for Resident Evil 2 Remake, that game specifically. I've never actually asked her what characters she worked on. I'm very interested to know now. What characters did she specifically work on or animate in the game? If she even remembers, because if I'm being fairly honest, when I was talking to her about it, it kind of just seemed like it was just a job for her and she wasn't actually a fan of Resident Evil. So I doubt she even remembers anybody or any of the characters by name. But fuck, if I was animating Edward Badaluta's face, I know I'd remember it. Casina Caradonna. Now, Casina Caradonna is an actress who was in everybody's favorite game to hate. Let's hear it. The Last of Us 2. And from my understanding, from the stories that she tells on her YouTube channel, which is how I have come to know her by, her agent just came to her and was all like, hey, do you want to be in a video game? Sure. But previously, I did want to talk about another person who, oh dear, this is the person everybody's gonna hate. Abby. Her face model, the woman who provided the face for Abby, I don't know her name off the top of my head, but I'm sure I'll put it in the edit. She was an employee at Naughty Dog, and they were just looking around the office looking for a person who fit the description of who they were looking for Abby, and they just took a look at this random woman in the office and said, hey, you look like you can kill Joel. And she was all like, oh, I guess I can. And then she got the job. Well, she got double the job because she was already at the job and she got a different job. Yeah, I already explained it. You know what I mean. So what I was talking about earlier, how it is two different groups of people who do the voice acting and motion capture, and how the face model pretty much just comes in and just poses. It's a very interesting, I'm sure it's a very interesting concept to see yourself on screen but hear a different person's voice. Because I have become so used to Casina's voice as I do watch her channel from time to time, that when now I hear Dina in The Last of Us 2, I'm just all like, that's not Casina. Why does she sound like that? This just feels wrong. And I'm sure it must be such a out of body experience to see your body, and to see you moving around, but it's somebody else. And honestly, when you think about it, giving these animators full reign of essentially having access to your whole entire body might lead to some sinister events. Elliot Page. So if anybody remembers Beyond Two Souls, I believe that game came out in 2012, 2013-ish, around the start of the generation of the PS4 and Xbox One. October 8th, 2013. Got it. And that was done by Quantic Dream and David Cage, the same people who did Detroit Become Human and Heavy Rain. Now, I remember there was a bit of drama with this game. Obviously, the protagonist of the game, the main subject of this game, Beyond Two Souls, was Elliot Page, who played the protagonist called Jodie Foster, I believe. Now, Jodie Foster, it was a early 20-something-year-old woman who was... Bro, you have to play the game. I'm not about to sit here and tell you a whole summary of the game. But essentially, Elliot, gave Quantic Dream the face shots and the ability to animate whatever they wanted. Now, this was prior to Elliot transitioning. I will try to say this in the most... Niggas animated his naked body without his consent. Allegedly. Allegedly, as I've talked shit about David Cage in the past, and I do not want to get sued. I'm saying allegedly. And that became a whole thing, and if I can look that case up real quick, Beyond Two Souls naked body? I'll be honest, I cannot find any articles about it, and I feel very icky looking at this in the first place. But I was trying to find out if he made any sort of statements about it. I feel like he did say that he wasn't going to work with any video game company after that, but I might just be making that up on the spot. But it's a very interesting concept to think of. Somebody coming to you and saying, hey, do you want to be in a video game? And all they need are photos of your face. And then you say, yeah, sure, I'll be in a video game. And all of a sudden, porn, naked body, SFMs. Wait, I was in a video game with Tifa Lockhart from Final Fantasy. Oh, that's what that is. It's quite the rabbit hole. Essentially, when you give away your rights, actions. Whoa, that sounds very, sounds very heavier than what I meant it to sound as. But essentially, when you give the rights to a company to have your face be used in a game, as soon as that bitch hits PC, yo, it's over. It's over. Now, obviously, we shouldn't be making light of situations such as things that happened to Elliot Page back in the day, or facial models that happen even today. It still happens today. And trust me, I know I've seen plenty of photos of Edward Badaluta that I'm sure he does not remember taking. But I really just wanted to sit here and talk to you guys a bit about not a history of real life facial models in video games. I just thought it was a very interesting topic, and I just wanted to come and sit here and talk to you guys a bit. A little bit of a laid back video, not too much animation on my part, trying something new. But anyways, if there are any video game developers looking for an eccentric 20-year-old, I'll definitely send you over some face shots and some full body ones if you need to. As if I'm being fairly honest, as I think it would be rather cool to see your face in a video game. Definitely something I would put on my bucket list. Anyway, it's been Justice. I'll see you guys later. Peace.